Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome to our first Chat to a Champ session for the PyeongChang 2018 Winter Olympics. I'm here with Greta Small today, who's one of our alpine skiers. We are going to be answering some of the great questions that you've sent in. We've had questions from 3 different schools, one in Tasmania, one in Victoria, and one in South Australia. So big welcome to Greta. I'm going to start off with what's it been like settling here in the Olympic Village? But I'm not going to be saying. What, at the 2018 Winter Olympics?
Yeah, it's been really great to finally be here. And I mean, it's all happening. Opening ceremony last night. And so it's really great to get the atmosphere and the Olympic vibes going strong. Yeah.
Awesome.
Just getting over some jet lag, but getting into training and really happy to be here.
Perfect. All right, let's have our first question, which is from Jack from Launceston Prep School. Have you made any new friends in the Olympic Village?
A couple of new friends that I met at doping control. So that was funny. But lots of friends that I know from the Youth Olympics and my past games in Sochi. So it's really good to see people from other sports that I haven't seen for a few years and just catch up and just so happy. You know, everyone's so excited to be here and really cool to see people you don't see very often.
Awesome. Okay, this one's from St. Brigden's in Victoria. This is from their prep school. How do you eat to stay healthy?
To stay healthy, I think it's just eating a balanced diet. You know, make sure you're getting good protein, good carbohydrates, and eat your veggies. Yeah, definitely like a good salad.
Yeah, awesome. So Arabella from Year 3 at Luxton Lutheran School in South Australia wants you to describe your training regime for the past few months since injury.
The past few months I've actually gotten back into racing. So we've been in Canada and back to Europe and just traveling all through Europe so I could qualify for the games. Had to get back into racing really quickly, so there wasn't much time for training because I needed to qualify to be here. But now I'm here and yeah.
Really good. Feeling good. Happy to be here. So Charlie from Launceston wants to know, what does it feel like at the start of a race?
The adrenaline's rushing. Yeah. Real adrenaline rush, but you're trying to just calm the nerves and just concentrate on what's in front of you and what you need to do for your run.
Awesome. Okay, so the prep class at St. Brigden's wants to know how much or how often do you practice?
So we probably do 3 days on, day off. In a race situation here at the Games, I've got such a busy schedule with so many competitions. So my focus is on week 2 on the downhill and combined. So just in these early days, focusing on resting and trying to stay hydrated and adjust into the time zone and climate, because there's so many things, the Olympic Village and everything, that tire you out because of the traveling so much more compared to any other race and, you know, excitement. Yeah.
Awesome. All right. This one's from Kobe from Lux Lutheran. What's your favorite place in the world to ski?
Favorite place? I mean, when I ski at Hotham at home, it's always really special, you know, to see all my friends and all the locals and ski amongst the gum trees.
Yeah. Awesome. So this is a bit of a tricky one from Sienna. Who are some of your main competitors for the Olympics this year?
Oh, main competitors. There's definitely a strong American team with Michaela Schifrin and Lindsey Vonn defending Olympic champions, and they're definitely legends of the sport. But there's so many people. Just go out there and got to ski my fastest. You know, don't focus on anyone else. Just focus on my own game.
Focus on you. All right. So the next question from St. Brigden's is, do you ever get scared or nervous before your races?
Yeah, I think a little bit of nerves is good. And it's just controlling those nerves into positive energy and not letting yourself get overwhelmed, and just, you know, keeping on task at hand and using the nerves as a good vibes, good energy to motivate you.
Awesome. All right, Matilda and Clara want to know, tell us about your toughest moment in the recovery from your ACL injury.
Toughest moment would be having surgery again. That was, really heartbreaking, and no one ever likes going into hospital, so
a bit scary. All right, so how many skis have you brought with you over to the Olympics? This is a question from Addie.
I've brought 12 pairs with me. So it's compared to the top races, like I said, Lindsey Vonn and that, they would probably have 40 pairs of skis. So 12 sounds like a lot, but in comparison, it's not. It's pretty much the bare minimum I need to compete.
Awesome. All right. So how do you feel when you don't win? This is a question from
When I don't win, I think it's not necessarily about winning. It's about, achieving your personal best, and whether you're happy with the run that you had, and that you might not have finished, or you made a mistake in your run, but you gave it all you had and you gave it a shot. You didn't leave anything. You left it all out on the hill. So that's when you can be most proud of yourself.
Not everyone can win all the time anyway, can they?
No, there's only one winner. So
right. All right. So Launceston Prep, Josie wants to know, do you crash in many races?
I try not to. I think, when you crash, bad things happen, and you just, you can't really control that. So
it happens. It's part of the sport,
exactly.
Really, isn't it? All right. Our next question, this is from Mr. Kloss, the teacher of our class. He wants to know, what sort of mental approach helps you stay focused in a major event like the Olympics?
Yeah, that's a good one. I think for me, it's really about just staying relaxed and not being too overwhelmed with everything. Make sure I get enough recovery in, but just having fun, really. I always ski fast when I'm happy and having fun and just enjoying myself. So awesome. That's what I'm going to do. Good
plan. All right, Jared from Launceston Prep wants to know, has it been difficult getting used to the cold? Because it has been pretty cold here in PyeongChang.
It has. When we first arrived here in PyeongChang, it was about -22 on when I first walked into the village and we first got off the plane. -22 was pretty cold. But we're used to skiing in cold climates, so it's normal. -10's a good racing temperature. Between -1 and -10's good. Anything colder than that, and you just really get bitter cold. But hopefully it stays a bit warmer at -10 like it is today.
Yeah, I think it was 40 degrees in Adelaide the other day, so 60 degrees less than that is very cold. All right, another question from St. Brigden's. They want to know, what other sports do you play other than skiing?
Well, growing up, I did a number of different sports. My dad tried to get me tennis, golf. I actually did a lot of dancing as a kid and played the violin. So I wasn't huge on sports. I did gymnastics as well. So a range of things. But I always loved skiing, but I never really considered it to be a competitive sport option. It was just something fun that I did. And then I took it on. Here we are, second Olympics.
All right, this is a good question. We were chatting about this before. Felix from grade 5 at Launceston Prep wants to know, what have you been doing in PyeongChang before the games have started?
So I arrived 2 days before the game opening ceremony. Those 2 days, the first day was just recovering from jet lag because I flew in from Munich in Germany in Europe. So it was a 9-hour time difference. So when I'd normally be waking up, I should be going to sleep. So I just took the day off to recover, get my nice uniform, and then the second day we went out on the hill and did some training.
Awesome. Emmanuel from South Australia, Year 4, wants to know if you can describe the support network that's helped you get to the Olympics.
My parents would have to be my number one support network. There's so many people that contribute from, physio, strength and conditioning, the doctor that did my surgery, the doctor who helped with the surgery, everyone. There's so many people to supporting this one outcome or one person to get here. It's people, unless you're actually here, people don't understand the whole sphere of people, and it's like a spider web. It just gets bigger and bigger as you go out. There's the core people, the everyday people that are with you, and then just like a spider web, really.
There's lots of people that help you get to the start line, not just you. All right, this one's from Natalia, and this is a good question. Might take you a while to answer this one. What events are you competing in, and when are they on? For you, that's a lot.
So I am scheduled to compete in 5 Alpine events. The first event is on the 12th, Monday the 12th, giant slalom. Wednesday the 14th is the slalom, and then we move over to Gyeongsong for the Super G on the 17th. 21st is the downhill, and the 23rd is my last race, the Alpine combined.
Okay, and how long would it take you to explain all of the different events?
So the slalom is single pole gates. That's the shortest event, 2 runs. Giant slalom is the second technical event. Also, they're panel gates, so they're not moving down into the snow. And that's the other technical event. Super G is the first speed event. That's technical. We don't get any training runs. We just course inspect in the morning and then run it. We're averaging speeds of 110 in the Super G. The downhill, we get a couple of training runs. Normally, you only need 1 to enter for the downhill, but here they've got 3 scheduled, and then we'll race in the downhill, and that's averaging speeds of 125 kilometers an hour. Yeah. And then the combined is 1 run of the downhill and 1 run slalom, and the combined time wins. So it's always fastest from the start, crosses the finish line, wins.
Right. So you have a very busy Olympic program, basically. Yeah. All right. And another question from Launceston. Phoebe wants to know, who are your biggest rivals?
My biggest rivals? Oh, I don't think we have any like rivalries going on. Definitely not with myself, but there's so many people that at this games that I've grown up skiing, competing against since I was 11 and 12 years old. So yeah, it's just good to get out on the hill and ski against people, I've always skied against.
The best in the world, basically.
Exactly.
That's why we're at the Olympics. All right, another question. This is from Rosen. Do you get to train in the area where you'll be competing?
Yes, so we train in the area. So we train on the slopes next to the race slope. The race slope, there's actually a blackout time. So 2 weeks prior to the games, no one is allowed to ski on the race hill. So all the race hills, the only time as athletes you get to ski on them is the course inspection in the morning. So you get an hour course inspection, you visualize, look at the course, where the gates are, all the blind knolls and the jumps, and then you go up to the top an hour later and you race it.
Wow, that's very intense. All right, next question from Joseph. He wants to know, have you ever experienced a blizzard?
Yes, they're very cold and they're nasty and they're windy, and no one wants to be in a blizzard.
No one wants to be in a blizzard. All right, Aspen wants to know, what's the accommodation like in PyeongChang?
Yeah, it's really good. I've got a room to myself, so I'm super excited about that because I'm so busy. It just didn't make sense for me to share with someone else, as I'm the only female alpine skier for the Australian team. But no, I'm in a great apartment with some awesome girls. So yeah.
Keeping it fun.
Exactly.
And how about, tell us a little bit about the area downstairs of the Australian building.
Yeah, so at HQ, we've got a team lounge and it's just awesome. So we've got TVs set up with the Channel 7 coverage so we can watch everyone compete. So we can be having some snacks and doing our recovery and stretches, cool down, and yeah, be watching all our teammates.
So basically just feeling comfortable.
Yeah, it's got some good Aussie snacks as well, so that's great.
Bit of Vegemite,
all right. Cadbury, yeah.
If Portia wants to know, what are the main differences between South Korea and Australia?
Oh, the cultural differences are a lot. I mean, apart from the weather, I mean, the people, the language, very, very different than Australia, but they've been so welcoming, and all the volunteers, they're super helpful. So yeah, it's so far the games have been really well, I think. Very
welcoming. Yeah. Yes, I definitely think so as well. All right, Jet wants to know if you've ever been to PyeongChang before.
Yes, this is actually my 4th trip to PyeongChang, and my 6th time actually skiing in Korea. So I've skied here a few times. I used to do the Far East Cup Continental Cup tour. So, and here in PyeongChang at Yeongpyeong, where we're doing the technical events, that was always a stop on the tour. So yeah, I've skied here a number of times.
Awesome. All right, how do you get yourself ready before a race? Another question from Launceston.
In the morning after, brekkie, we'll go up to the hill, warm up, runs, course inspection, and then in the hour between course inspection and my race starting, we'll be in an athlete lounge and just chilling out, maybe having some snacks, listening to some music, and I'll be visualizing the course and sort of just listening to music, chilling out. And then at the start, sort of 20 minutes before I start, be doing my warm-up at the start. I do the same warm-up every time, and, getting the muscles fired up and that, and then, click into the skis and
there you go. One event of 5, so you have to get ready for a few races. All right, our last question is from Thomas, who wants to know, Do you prefer racing in Australia or PyeongChang?
Oh, I mean, nothing compares to the Olympic Games. It's incredible. The atmosphere, the athletes, the officials, the volunteers. It's incredible. I mean, the amount of work and effort that people don't see to put on such an event is amazing. Just, I mean, from the Australian team, there's so many people for us to be here, as well as from the organisation here in PyeongChang. So I'm very grateful and so excited to be here at the Olympic Games in PyeongChang. But of course, I love skiing at home in Australia. I mean, it's home and nothing else compares to that. It's like sleeping in your own bed when you haven't slept there for so long. So yeah, the competition here is, I mean, the best in the world, but skiing at home is also pretty good.
Pretty amazing.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's all our questions that our schools sent in, and they were some pretty good questions. There are a few hard ones in there as well.
Yeah.
So big thank you to all of our students that researched Greta and sent some questions through. As you heard, she has a lot of competition ahead of her. So just how are you feeling? You feeling good?
Yeah, I'm feeling really good and just going to give it my best shot, and hopefully you see me on TV soon.
All right, thanks everyone for listening in. We'll make sure we let your teachers know how you can watch Greta and when she's on. So thank you very much.
Thanks very much. Bye, guys. Thanks.
Beautiful.